The decision makers who decided to issue these memorandum, clearly such a big decision could not have been taken by the person who signed that document. So obviously this order was passed by a you can say highly post person, because without his or her sign this order cannot be implemented in India. The officer was merely implementing the instruction given by the Minister of Personnel, Public Grievance and Pension, of which the department was a part. We can guess that such a major decision would have been involved other major functionaries in our country. So we can say that the officers were not at all given the authority to give this reservation to this section of the society. Obviously there are some important person, or you can say at a higher post, who had ordered these, and finally these laws were implemented, and the officers, they were doing just their work. You have already read in the previous chapter about some of them. Let us go over some of the main points that you covered them. President is the head of the state and is the highest formal authority in the country. So president is considered as the head of a state and he is the highest formal authority in India. Remember it. Next, prime minister is the head of the government and is actually exercises all government powers. So prime minister is considered as the head of the government. Please remember the difference. President is considered as the head of the state, but prime minister is considered as the head of the government. Remember it. And prime minister actually exercise all the government power. Actually he is the person who have the main power. He takes most of the decision in the cabinet meeting. So he is the person who take all the major decision in a cabinet meetings. Parliament consists of the president, the two houses, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. So our Indian parliament is consisted of the president and the two houses, namely Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The prime minister must have the support of a majority of Lok Sabha members. So the prime minister, that means who can be a prime minister, who have a support or support of majority in the Lok Sabha members. So were all these people involved in the decision making, decision regarding the office memorandum? Let us find out. So till now we don't know who had made this decision. Let us discuss now. The office memorandum was the culmination of a long chain of events. The government of India had appointed the second backward classes commission in 1979. So it all started when the government of India had appointed a commission known as second backward classes commission in 1979. It was headed by B.P. Mandal. Please remember who had headed the second backward classes committee. It was B.P. Mandal. Hence it was popularly known as Mandal Commission. So this commission is also known as Mandal Commission. Remember it. It was asked to determine the criteria to identify the social and educationally backward classes in India and recommend steps to be taken for their advancements. So what was the main objective of establishing or organizing this commission? It was to look after the situation or the educational facilities to the backward section of India and to give certain measures or certain important you can say methods through which their backwardness can be solved. The commission gave its report in 1980 and made many recommendations. So finally they have gave its report in the year 1980 and made many recommendations to improve their development. One of these was that 27% of government job be reserved for the socially and educationally backward classes. So one of the recommendation is that 27% of the government job should be reserved for the socially and educationally backward classes in India. The report and recommendation were discussed in the parliament. So whatever were the result of the commission and what are the different measures, they all were discussed in the parliament itself. For several years, many parliamentarians and parties kept demanding the implementation of Commission's recommendations. So, after several years, many politicians and parties, they kept on demanding so that these implementation or these methods should be implemented in our day-to-day activities. Then came the Lok Sabha election in 1989. In its election manifesto, the Janata Dal promised that if vote to power, it would implement the Mandal Commission report. So finally, in the year 1989, when the Lok Sabha election held, the party named as Janata Dal promised that if they will give vote to this party, they will implement the Mandal Commission report. The Janata Dal did not form the government after this election. Its leaders VP Singh became the Prime Minister. Several development took place after that. So the Janata Dal did not form the government after the election, but its leader VP Singh became the Prime Minister, and several development took place after that.